Okay, Lisa, last time we talked, rainbow glittery protocol. The goal was to eat what the hell you wanted.
Yep.
No restraint is to choice. You were
Yep.
to use hunger.
Yep.
Follow your hunger rhythms and go the next step, which is what are you craving, and then go for it.
Yep. Yep. And I did that for the most part. A lot of times it was just, it felt really kind of normal. Like, oh, I want to have an egg. Okay. And then I could make an egg. And I was like, oh, this is weird. Because I had it in my head that it was going to be some sort of, kind of miraculous, like, oh, see, I crave,
No.
Brussels sprouts and stuff. No, I did not do that.
No. It's usually like creamy. What do I have that's creamy in the fridge?
Exactly. And I was like going, okay, soup. I'm craving something hot and soupy-like.
And so you look at what you have.
Right. And then I was like, that'll work. And it was kind of weird that way. That whole thing was kind of strange to me. Because I was like, oh. Like, because I actually, when I left, I kind of thought, when I got home, I was like, this is going to be hard. This will be a hard thing to, like, actually get to eat something that I'm craving. Mm-hmm. And then after a couple of days, I was like, yeah, pretty much. Like, one day I craved cheese. I was like, so I'll have some cheese. So I did.
And did you ever find that it was satisfying?
Yes. Most everything I still did. Like last night I had popcorn. But I was actually craving it.
Good.
And I ate it. I didn't eat it all.
Were you hungry?
I don't know. See, that right there, I was like going, this is it right here. This is my problem.
Okay.
Right in that moment. And then I stopped eating it. Because I was like, am I hungry? Is this it?
Or is it the craving? So
is it the craving?
I wonder if your sense of hunger has always been craving first.
Maybe.
So when you did your last protocol, that had to have been hell.
Oh, it was horrible.
Okay, I'm so glad that we're opening up about that.
Yeah.
Because
I was like going,
you're constantly going off of craving and it's not on the protocol, and it is gonna be hell.
Right. Now, I have found in the last 2 weeks that it's...
I just realized, I'm like, no wonder we're not starting this yet. You've got to get over the...
Right, because I was like, okay, I was craving popcorn, and I thought, but it's kind of like that salt thing. I crave salt, and then it's like, well, I have to eat something that's salty. Like
it's got to come from a food source.
Yeah. And I was like, well, now I have to say... I am so over the potato chips. I am every time, and they're sitting in my house, and I'm like, I never have to eat those again.
Okay. How much of your craving for potato chips were completely based on the fact that they were bad and you wanted something bad and had nothing to do with the craving?
No.
All right. Well, good. That one's been over. Wash your hands of that one.
Exactly. Because I was like, I can have some, and I'm like, these don't even taste all that good.
And then when you think about a craving, you're like, potato chips. Ooh.
No, that ain't it.
Oh my God, that's a breakthrough.
I know. And I was like going, okay, but the salty thing, see, like the popcorn I like that. You
can crave that. Okay.
Yeah, I like the popcorn. I like that.
Hey, guess what? Can I get you ready for, that's going to go away too, and it will go to something different. Cravings bounce. There are times, yes.
What are you talking about?
They do, absolutely. You've never had a time where they're, like, for example, right now I'm way into avocados and sea salt. There's something about them. And Havarti cheese for a long time, I was into Havarti cheese. Like, every time I was hungry and I would be like, oh, I just want to have some Havarti cheese. I think about Havarti cheese right now and I'm like, I think I've had that. I think I've had enough. You know, where you just kind of like, oh, there's something else.
That's kind of true. It's kind of like when I was pregnant, I craved deviled eggs.
Oh, yeah.
I never ate a deviled egg before, but I ate a whole bunch when I was pregnant.
And then
I like them. I like them, and I'll have one at a party if they have them, but...
It's not the same.
It's not the same.
Okay, so just like before, you've been like, oh, these chips are so good. Oh, my God, they're so good. You're thinking about the chips. There's cravings for the chips. Yeah. On top of the guilt that perpetuates the power that you give the chips morally. Power.
Yes.
The power's gone. You just don't crave them now. Now you're into the popcorn. So popcorn is your new thing.
Yeah, because
Okay.
it was like, oh, but the popcorn is so much better and so
You know
much.
what
I like that better. And
Well, it's buttery.
yeah, it's buttery, and I can stick a little extra sea salt on it, and that it's
There's
so
something
good.
about that little crunch.
Yes,
and then there's
there
the
is.
teeth thing.
Yeah, I have to take the water pick and go
Okay.
through my mouth.
Okay. You know what? You might want to. Yeah, just keep on going with it.
Okay.
But
'Cause
now we have to
tell
you need to let yourself get hungry. I don't know. I mean, you may not
Like
have
hungry.
hunger.
Yeah,
I mean, you have to
wonder if
understand
that is it.
the more fat you have, okay, and I see this commonly.
Excuse me.
The more fat you have, the less hunger comes on in sense of urge. Like, I'm going to eat my arm off. I'm so freaking hungry. How many times do you feel that way?
Really, like once a day, right before lunch.
Okay, you were actually hungry. And
yes,
that's
and
right
I knew,
after.
and I knew I was hungry.
So that's like you wake up. What do you do for breakfast? You basically have coffee?
I have coffee and I put cream in it.
Cream. And then you wait.
And I wait.
And then
I wait.
Around lunchtime, you're actually truly hungry.
Sometimes it'll come on about 11:30. Sometimes it doesn't come on until 12:30.
Got it. So, but
it's right in there, and I'm like, yep, I can. And I use I can have that soup. I'll be so happy to have soup.
Okay. And if you're doing soup, so the next part is okay. What your food choice is. We're going to start using some intellect. We need, if you can, in the soup, get protein in it. Because the soup, if it's just fluids, salts,
I just use a can of soup, the like Progresso light chicken. It's got chicken in it.
Is there enough fat in it?
Yes.
Okay,
yeah, because
so
I'm usually full, then...
So it sustains...
It sustains me.
For quite some time.
Yeah. And I might have a cracker or two with it. I like the saltines. And so I have some crackers and I have the soup. And
you're pretty good. And you don't get full.
No, I'm not like...
You're just satisfied.
I am. Once in a while when I can get full, it depends upon how many crackers I eat. Then it's like, oh, stop doing that. Stop eating those.
And it's kind of a waste.
Yeah, because I was like, well, I'd rather eat the soup because the soup tastes better.
I agree.
So I was like, well, just eat the soup. Mm-hmm. So, or sometimes I have, like, I bring a piece of Kojak cheese, and I have a piece of cheese and the soup. Okay. And then I'm really good. Then it's like, oh, I'm set.
So you get rid of okay, keep on doing that. Then it's the evenings that you're not sure. Yes. That is totally emotional.
Yeah, it's the evening.
Because you know what it feels
like. I wrote, so today.
So it's kind of like you're getting triggers and they're cravings. Yes, so they're true cravings. They're coming from the brain and they're saying salty, sweet. You've got to be able.
Have that. Yeah.
Okay. Now we've got to be able to make sure that with those cravings, the foundation is always, am I hungry? Okay. If there is no hunger, it is not an option.
Okay. Because I wrote down what I can do. Like, okay, here's what I can do instead of eating. I typed it up because that's what
Finally, I told you to do this at
one
point.
You did.
And you probably were like, dude, I'm so not doing that.
I know. I was like, you have no idea what you're freaking talking about. That's what I thought, I'm pretty sure. But I thought, no, this is good. Write it down. Keep your list handy. Okay, so I feel like I need to go into the kitchen. Okay, well, since I feel like that, and I'm not hungry, because I do get, like last night I was like going, I was pretty sure I wasn't hungry.
Yeah, it was basically a trigger in the brain.
Yes, and then I was like, but I really, really want to have
entertainment.
I wanted to have the popcorn, that buttery, salty, yummy popcorn.
It's entertainment.
It was kind of for my mouth. It was entertainment for my mouth.
Okay, so what was going on before the popcorn? Were you watching TV? Were you just kind of twiddling thumbs type of?
I hadn't even thought of that. But I had been watching television, but that wasn't really the trigger. I was supposed to do something for send out cards, and I blew it off.
Okay, well, this is making a whole lot of sense.
And I blew it, and I was like, oh,
you just made a little connection?
I did. It's like, oh, okay. Because I committed to do stuff, and then
you'll fill your time with something else?
Yes. And then, well, and then I like went and, you know, like I may have had the popcorn, but then I like went and did other stuff too. Like I was like, well, you know, I should go edit some pictures. And then I was like,
It's like smoking a cigarette,
Yeah.
seriously. We keep on going back to this, but this behavior is
Oh.
so reminding me of, well, I'm going to go out and smoke first.
that was it. I was like, oh, I'll just have this popcorn first, and then, you know,
And it's
I'll be
crunchy
good.
and salty,
Yeah,
and
I'll be
it's totally distracting. It's a huge distraction.
Yes.
Okay, so
Oh, that makes so much more sense now. See, I had not connected that whole kind of blowing off what I said I was going to do
to the trigger.
To the trigger. To
Well,
eating.
that was a trigger.
That was a trigger. It was a complete
And then your
trigger.
brain was wired.
Yeah.
You've created out of conditioning, now that it's not going to a cigarette, you've
Yeah.
conditioned, well, this feeling is always precedes
Yeah.
that feeling. And
Yeah.
that feeling wants
Well-
something salty, sweet, and I want something crunchy with
Yeah.
it.
And it was like, well, I'm still doing this motion. You know?
Totally. It is this
Yeah.
Yes,
it's
you're
like
right.
the smoking
same
thing. I was
oral.
like, oh, well, it's like, all right. Yeah, that is like,
If you had just did what you were supposed to
Right.
do, you would have been pissy and been like, oh, why did I sign up for this crap?
Right.
And then
but I'd been really happy when I was done.
you wouldn't have had.
No, and I wouldn't have ate at
No.
all.
I know. Can you
At all.
redo that?
And-
Let's
and-
redo it.
Okay. Okay, let's redo it.
Prove to yourself that
Okay,
it can
well,
turn out
I am
differently.
going to redo it next Tuesday because I have the same commitment next Tuesday. So, yes.
So during the process of this, and this is the downside to doing this without protocol. When you're on protocol, it's so in your face and
Yes.
forced.
Yes.
Whereas in reality, there's no real force to really being aware of those cravings and why you're having them and
Right.
to choose not to.
Right.
Unless you are intrinsically choosing that it is done. If there is no hunger,
Yeah.
baseline, foundation, is there hunger first?
Right.
The answer is no. I don't give a shit what the craving is.
Yeah, it's like, leave it alone. It'll go away.
If
The
there's
craving will
hunger-
go away.
Correct.
Yeah.
If there's hunger, what do you crave?
Right. Right. Which is and it was like, physically, like, painful, which I usually don't, you know I'm,
You were inflamed and crampy. And
Yeah.
Your boobs hurt.
yeah,
And
oh my God, my boobs hurt so bad. I was like, putting on a bra just like about
Hurt.
and I was like, okay,
Standing in
this
the
is-
shower is
Yeah,
like,
I was like, this
owie.
is ridiculous.
It's inflammation.
And I thought, oh my gosh. And really, the last like 3 months here that I was like, that's been the most that has like been so like,
Sensitive.
yeah. And I was like, oh my gosh, what is this? And I thought, okay, well, that's okay. Because like it used to be that way when I was whatever, 20, 30, whatever. Doesn't matter. I'm like, I've had that before. So it's not like it's shocking.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know.
But in general, with what we're doing,
Yeah. It's,
your overall energy is improved.
yeah.
Overall, no heartburn.
No. And I have had heartburn before and like acid reflux, but nothing like that.
Sleep?
Not with any of this.
Sleep.
My sleep's been fine.
Okay.
I mean, and I used to sleep fine anyway.
So
So-
the comparison is before you did the protocol and where you're at today in general.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I would say, I feel better. In general, I feel better.
Okay.
So, in my, like, the inflammation and stuff has definitely gone down. So, like, my hands don't hurt. Like, I seriously thought I had arthritis. Because my hands hurt so badly.
And they don't hurt anymore.
And they don't. I mean, if I eat something...
Like sugar?
Yeah. And then I'm like,
inflamed.
I can tell that the next day. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Like, stop eating the sugar. You
It's-
don't need it.
Yeah.
And it's just, and then that's what it does. It makes my hands hurt. That's like the first thing I notice. But as long as I'm not eating sugar, I'm fine. And as long as I don't eat a ton of bread,
Yeah. Or it's
the bread will,
Yes.
and I don't. I mean, if anything, I have if I happen to get hungry in the morning, before I go to work, I have like an egg sandwich on a little English muffin.
Do you notice that's before your period?
Yeah, where I'll want that.
Where you're hungrier earlier in the day.
Yeah.
And it's abruptly different than it was before,
Yes.
like now. Like
Yep.
now you're like,
Like,
wow,
yeah,
it's 1
whatever.
o'clock and
Yeah.
whatever. Whereas right before your period, it's like 9 o'clock.
Eat.
Yeah, and then
It's
you
like,
eat
oh,
and you're
I'm
like,
hungry.
holy crap, I'm hungry
Yeah.
again.
And I found that like the week before.
Did you feel
that-
guilty about it?
Probably because I don't think we'd had our conversation the last time. I think I was in the middle of all that, and I didn't really realize that's what it was. Like, going, what the hell is going on with me? But that was it. I was like eating, and I'm like, how come I'm so hungry? Like, I feel like I'm hungry.
And
then after, I was like, I'm not hungry anymore.
well, a lot
I'm
of
good.
people feel guilty because they're hungry. People who are
Oh,
chronically
no, I don't.
diet.
I don't feel guilty anymore. I
Well,
used
you
to.
know what I mean? Like, you're
Yes.
hungrier and you feel like there's something wrong, or maybe
Yeah.
you're off, and then there's like, well, I'm eating. Did you never felt guilty because you were
I
eating
did
more?
before.
Got
I
it.
did before.
Oh, okay, yeah,
Not
yeah.
now.
Now you're like,
Not-
no, I'm freaking
yeah.
hungry and I'm
It's-
going to eat.
Right. I'm like
Got
going,
it.
I know this is hunger,
Don't question
so
it.
then I'm going to eat.
Yeah.
And that was the deal. And I was like, it's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
So moving forward, what are your thoughts on another round? Where do you feel you're at?
Well, so June, big graduation month.
That's true.
And I was like,
Then July.
well, July.
4th of July.
But see, my July, very mellow July going forward. And I thought, okay, now, I'm not joking, because I was like going, all right, the whole drinking thing, I don't care. Like, I don't care if I drink.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
That doesn't matter. But now I've got 6 graduations to go to between now and the end of June. And I was like, how am I going to fit that in? And I thought, okay, well, wait a minute. First off, I don't freaking like graduation food. Do you know that?
Yeah.
Like, I don't like little effing ham sandwiches on a bun. I hate those
Yeah,
things.
I was just about to say
I
the rolled
eat-
up tortilla with the.
I eat them. Oh, I hate those.
Yeah.
Now, most people will have some sort of fruit. I can eat fruit. I'm okay to eat fruit. I thought, and probably once I go, I probably won't be hungry anyway.
I know, that's kind of what I was just about to say,
I
but
was
I was
like-
going to let you figure that one out.
I probably won't be hungry.
Your social
anyway.
environment isn't honestly a big deal. It wasn't the first round.
No, and I thought, why am I thinking that's such a big deal? And I guess for me, the thing that probably makes it a little bit scary is that I'm going to be around it, and then I feel like I have to eat it.
Well, play that in your head.
Yeah, and it's like,
Play it in your head right now. You're at a party. It's sunny, it's nice out, summer dresses, they've got a graduation
Yep.
cake that's icing and white.
yeah,
Can you feel it already?
yeah, I'm not eating that.
Okay.
Okay. I hate those.
You have a memory of what it feels
I
like.
know, it's like, ugh.
Yeah, and it is nausea.
Yeah.
And when you taste it, though, you're like, oh, God.
This is so good.
But now
it's not.
I know, but you feel guilty and bad, so you might as well eat all of it. Oh, don't forget this slushy, icy, pineapple-y drink with Fresca.
Yeah, can't forget the
And the
punch.
wedding mints. Don't forget the wedding mints.
And the nuts. And the nuts that are sitting next to the wedding mints.
Yes, and the wafers.
Yes.
What else? The watermelon.
The watermelon.
Oh, and there may be a barbecue. Let's talk about the...
Yep. They might have some
Potato
pork,
salad,
potato salad,
macaroni salad. How about the
macaroni
salsa guacamole chips?
Okay, well, see, that's a problem right
Okay,
there.
see, I fixed it. Good.
That's the one. Because, like, I'm, like, thinking, yeah, pretty much everything else, I don't care if I eat it. Chips. Yeah, I was like, oh, shit.
Okay, how about the cheesy
Yeah,
in
I
a big
love-
crock pot? The
yep, I
cheese
love
dip in a
that.
crock pot. See, let's say they have that there, right? You're on protocol. You're not hungry, and you can smell it.
Oh, I know.
It's got a little chili in it. Ooh, or maybe it's got green peppers. And this one tortilla, and it's like folded into a little cup, and you could just put it in the cup.
That's just
Put it in your
mean.
mouth.
That's mean.
What? Worst case scenario, play it in your head, practice it out.
Oh, God.
It's temporary,
True. And I'm not hungry.
so get over it.
And I guess if I want to have that, I can make some in August.
Yes. You know what? Let's start your gorging list right now.
I know, because that would be one of
Let's do it.
It's like,
No, really.
Let's
Just
do it.
list it
It's like,
out.
yep. Oh, the chips and
Chip and chili dip. And get a crock pot and make sure it's Velveeta.
I have
God,
specifically for that. I do.
I'm
I'm like, oh, and I know exactly.
The mini one.
Yep, I have it.
The meatballs. Don't forget meatballs that you dip in it. I mean, how about fondue? How about the bready fondue? How about the artichoke jalapeno dip from Costco?
I could skip that.
Okay.
Actually, which is weird. Which is kinda...
what do you expect? Think of all the events you have. Don't forget 4th of July, weddings, okay?
Yeah.
And graduation parties. What do you expect to see there? You've been to all of them. We all buy our crap from the same food industry, which is all crap.
Yeah.
You know? Then there's the hummus, the pita.
Right.
The bruschetta.
Yeah, all the bread
Then
stuff.
there's mozzarella. There's, we could keep on going with this list, none of which is going anywhere.
Oh, all the taco stuff, because that's actually what I'm helping my brother do for his
taquitos.
daughter.
I mean, you just name it.
Taco with cheese.
And barbacoa. Barbacoa.
What is barbacoa?
Oh, it's okay. Never mind then.
Yeah, okay.
Or
like what?
Ooh, yummy. Yeah, I just get in your head what really has power over you still. I mean,
really, when you said that, I was like, that would be something that
would make you vulnerable.
Yeah, would make me vulnerable. But
okay,
then
can
writing
you make
down
that this
all
week?
this down, I was like, but see, I could be there, and none of that would. I may want to eat a cupcake, but I can get over that pretty fast. Mm-hmm. And the cake I'll never want to eat.
Yeah,
the only reason I like eating the cupcakes is because I always get really good cupcakes. And
they're really pretty.
And they're pretty and they're, But the cake stuff and...
You could pass it down and not feel deprived.
No.
Okay, can you pass down the chili cheese in the little crock pot and be okay? Why don't you fix it?
Okay.
That would be a nice one to do and be like, all right, I can have this when I'm hungry today.
Right.
So when I'm hungry, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to have my chili with Fritos, with whatever it is. I'm going to eat it.
Okay. All right.
And then
because I think
practice with that.
Anything else, thinking about any graduation that I've been to, I was like going, although I think I'm not going to this, but I got invited to a benefit. Mm-hmm. And I thought, oh. And it's all around wine and food and blah, blah, blah. And I was like...
And it's going to be good. It's probably going to be really good cheese plates, really good food.
Yes. And I thought, oh. But I was thinking, oh, Rob can't go because he's out of town. And I thought, oh, do I really want to do that by myself anyway? Because if we're going to spend money on a cause,
yes,
that we like to be together to do that, Mm-hmm. So it's like I just may not go. I might not have to worry about that one.
Yeah,
I might skip it.
Well,
just for the pure fact that
don't do it because you feel vulnerable with food, but it just make the decision based on whether you want to go or not. But I guess what we need to get you in your head is, hello, is this ever going to change?
Right.
Not until something cataclysmic happens and takes away our access to food, and then all of a sudden we're celebrating the fact that we're just all alive.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, see, I mean, really, anything else I would write down. I mean, I'm like thinking, is there anything else that I just think I couldn't pass up? No. I was like, I sat at a restaurant and didn't eat because I wasn't hungry. I could have had anything.
Well, in your head, your mind.
That's where I go. I was like, I don't have to eat
so
this.
your reaction to fear over this is coming from a moment you feel like food honestly has power over you.
Right.
And when you get in those environments, you've been shocked by the fact that it really doesn't have as much power.
I know, and I am shocked by it. I was like going, oh, that's right. I guess I actually have power.
Well, the vulnerability you feel is based on a memory of the way you used to be.
Right. Very true. Very true.
Yeah. You can also remember vulnerability of what it was like to be an alcoholic.
Yes.
Do you see past it now and go,
yeah.
I can I know what it feels like. I have compassion to that person. I know what they're going through.
Yeah.
But I can remember it and get a distinction that even though I remember the feeling, I'm not going to do that again.
Right. Yes. Absolutely.
You're developed confidence in your reaction to food will be
Yes.
the same, but how do you get there? You have to do it.
Yeah.
You have to put yourself in
Yeah.
that environment and go,
Yeah.
I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't have to
It's
have
fine.
this. It's
Yeah.
not about that. I can smell it
Yeah. Yeah.
and be okay.
Yeah, because I have actually realized, even walking through the stores, where, like, if they have stuff that, you know, for tasting,
It
that
smells
where all of a
good.
sudden, oh, it's like, oh my God, especially like the pizza. See, pizza would be a thing.
Pizza.
But I'm like
Pizza.
going, oh, yeah, but see, like now, I was like going, I don't
crave
actually,
it.
yeah, I don't
So
actually
you're
need
getting
that pizza.
what you're memorizing is pizza in the past you had an emotional reaction to it.
Right, I did.
So, real quick, so your thoughts on starting protocol. This is 100% your decision. I totally support everything you do. You could never do this protocol again, and it's not going to hurt my feelings.
No,
What would you like to do?
I would actually like to do the protocol again.
Okay.
I
So
would.
when are you thinking you would like to start? Do you have any idea? Here's the calendar.
Okay. I would like, let's see, June. I think, well, I think I would like to start next week.
Okay. Like you're very locale, so you want to gorge this weekend?
Yeah, because then I do locale this week. Is that
Yep.
the deal? That would be great because
Okay.
my wedding anniversary is on Friday, and I pretty much want to eat some stuff.
Okay, but you got to
Not-
understand you're
but
not going to
by-
feel all sexy.
No, and that
You're gonna feel
trust
disgusted.
Me, I don't care.
Okay.
And my husband doesn't care either.
All right, so Lisa, we
Yeah.
are starting around.
All right. Sweet.
Just get a sense of that feeling. Does
Yeah.
it feel right?
Yeah.
It doesn't feel
does.
forced.
No.
You are so ready.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Okay.